Yo guys, welcome back to Team Assassination. This is Assassin David right here, and today we want to talk about how to play against the newly released hero in North American server, Cresht. Now this hero has been around in all the other servers for quite a while and has been well known and well used, very popular hero. But in North America, because it's new, we want to make a video and bring the light to the North American players, give a little tips, hint on how to play this hero properly. Or if any team have this hero, how to go about going against this hero, right? Because whenever the Cresht ulti, it becomes super intimidating just to be in the presence of this hero, right? Before we get to understand how to play against Cresht, we first want to understand Cresht's abilities in depth. Personally, I like to call him the fish guy because how fishy he looks, or octopusy. So let's talk about the fish guy's passive. Cresht has two different forms, the Q form and the scary form. Cresht will gain rage with the normal attacks and ability use when he is in the Q form. Okay, and when I say Q form, I think he's pretty cute, right? And once he gains enough rage, he can then unlock his ultimate and transform into the scary form. While in his scary form, both of his other abilities will become extremely scary and slow the enemy down by 50% upon landing. So basically this tells you to achieve the level of intimidation both mentally and physically, you want to make sure you're always fighting the scary form, because the Q form is just way too cute. The fish guy's first ability, Typhoon, allows him to knock back all surrounding enemies and deal a decent amount of damage. Note, this ability does not knock back minions or jungle monsters, so it acts like a great wave clear mechanism. This ability also grants rage upon hitting a target, so make sure to cast it in lane and in jungle to accumulate rage. When Cresht turns into the scary form though, first ability turns into a small AoE ability that you can cast around your hero position. Whoever affected by the impact will be slowed tremendously and take decent amount of damage. The fish guy's second ability, Aquatic Shield, is Cresht's gap closing ability that also provides a very decent shield to him and his allies who are in the landing location of Cresht. This ability also grants rage if Cresht successfully provides a shield to his ally. Casting this ability at the right time can save an ally from harm's way, or put yourself in a better position so you can cast your ultimate, which we'll get into in a little bit. When the fish guy turns into a scary form though, the second ability allows you to slow anything you land on your octopusy legs. It's the craziest thing ever. Imagine a fish looking monster that's twice or thrice as big as you in size and chasing you non-stop and jump on top of your ass, right? You should be glad that you did not shit your pants because you're actually not the character in the game. Or are you? Cresht's ultimate, or his third ability, Metamorphosis, allows Cresht to turn from the cute form to the very scary form, while summoning a huge wave tide in a designated direction. The wave has a huge range and will push back and stun any enemies in its path. At the same time, Cresht will gain a huge shield to protect him. Now when I say huge, I don't just mean Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets huge. Wrong. I mean the KFC family bucket huge. This makes Cresht become very tanky and extremely good at sieging turrets with the help of his allies. All you need to do is to push your enemy away from the turret the moment they come in to defend. This ability also grants Cresht immunity to all CC, crowd control and damage alike, the second you cast your transformation, so you can actually surprise your enemy if you cast it at the right time. So if you are playing with the Cresht, make sure you always save enough jungle minions or wave minions, so Cresht can transform into the scary monster that he's destined to be. If you do not allow Fish Guy to accumulate enough rage, well, he's just gonna stay in the cute form, and frankly speaking, just to look cute and become completely useless. On Arcana, you can choose 10 Indomitable Red, 10 Benevolence Purple, and 10 Valiance Green if you're going to play a bit more defensively in lane. This 3 will provide you enough lane sustain with the help of total HP granted, HP regeneration, as well as decent amount of cooldown reduction. On talent, you can choose Heal or Punish based on your playstyle. Personally, I prefer Punish so I can develop the level 3 jungle item, which helps me chase down target better. And the AoE damage the jungle item provides is also very sweet as well. On item build, I like to get Gilded Grief or Sonic Boots based on the team composition. And I like to get Leviathan and Mantle of Ra as the first 2 items because the burning passive on the 2 items actually stack. Which means if you get close to an enemy, you would do insane amount of burning damage to them, and they don't even know why. And then, based on enemy team comp, if they have a lot of AD damage, physical damage, I usually go for Frostcape, but if they have a lot of magic damage, I would like to get Melons of Troy. It's either or based on the enemy team composition. And in the end, I usually get Ancestral Glory for the additional survivability in a team fight, so I can play more like a boss. So let's get into the meat of the content. How to play and play against Cresht. We'll talk about these 2 hot topics through watching a live gameplay together, featuring Cresht crushing the current #1 ranking player in North America. From a long-time discussion with my Team Liquid friend, ex-Team Liquid friend, I have found out that, and also by observing a lot of pro player play Cresht, I realized Cresht is best suited as a side laner. He didn't offer that much support as a roam, and his early game is not that strong. Cresht Power Spike does come at level 4 when he gets his ultimate, Metamorphosis. So it's very important that Cresht has a certain level to farm on a solo lane. That's why I choose to have Cresht on the top lane, because if enemy team send 2 people on the top lane, which they usually will, you have a shield that can shield yourself on your tower to prevent you from taking extra damage from enemy's poke. As you can see right now, I started on the enemy birdie, the vision bird, which gives us information on where the jungle is, and I clean the wave and quickly come to bottom lane to help our team securing this small camp. But we didn't get it, but still, enemy team had 4 people here, and we were able to force them to come back to help out. And because our support was able to have heal, and Omar was able to get away, what a god player on CC's part. Early game, you just want to focus on get to level 4 ASAP. So that's why, as you can see, I already started small, the Vision Bird, which gave us a little bit experience lead compared to enemy top lane, and I clean top wave. And afterwards, I realized enemy team are invading our jungle, so I quickly come back to our jungle side and harass the enemy elephant to make sure that he can get away. He needs to leave, to leave our jungle alone, right? So our jungle can have the solo experience that he needs. Afterwards, we're gonna quickly come back to the top side. I just like to rotate. When I play top, I like to rotate between top, mid, and top jungle all the time, just to make sure our jungle is protected, and sometimes we invade enemy jungle. And here, because I have my shield, you can see when the enemy scout try to trade with me, he's gonna lose almost every single trade, right? Obviously, I took a little tower shot over here, but because of the shield I have, I just second ability auto attack, smash on his head, and he was able to take more damage than I did. And soon after that, the dragon spawned, and my jungle, mid, and the support decided to come here and take this jungle together. But here is where we made a mistake, because we didn't get any information on enemy mid laner. And I was quite low to start off. So what happened was our mid laner didn't come in time, and we didn't get information on where enemy mid was, and our jungle didn't give us that information on the shot calling. So we're not able to take down the dragon. In fact, actually give out the first blood, right? So that's a huge negative on our side. But enemy Fennec tried to take down top tower. We quickly come back to top. And again, my primary focus on playing Cresht early on was just to make sure that I get to level 4, right? After level 4, I have my ultimate, and from this point, I can rotate and make play. Here I see enemy team engaging our jungle here. I immediately use ultimate here, and Elephant used ult as well to get away. But I realized enemy team actually had 4, and I was all by myself over here. So I instantly dashed away, make sure I don't take extra damage, and maybe even die there. In this game, you want to make sure you never 1v4, alright? Never 1v3, never 1v, most likely never 1v2, unless you just know that you can take them down and you're super far ahead. But most of the time, when you have your ult, don't waste it, right? Just now, I thought they were fighting, our team were fighting, so I used my ultimate hoping our team will respond to it, but then right afterwards, our team told us that we're not fighting anymore, so I just left, right? Even though I was in my ultimate, and it's kind of waste that you just didn't do anything with it. But it's better if you survive than go in 1v4 and die and give enemy team more farm and more gold. And because you die, you leave your top tower vulnerable, and they might even do a lot of damage to your top turret. In here, you can see Omar and I cleaned the wave instantly, so we decided to come rotate and provide information. And enemy mid laner and support constantly rotate to top, as you saw just now. So we decided not to fight because it's just 2 of us, and the team have 3 people. But at this point, I already used my second ability, first ability enough that I accumulated my ultimate. And you want to make sure ultimate is always ready in a team fight. And we're just waiting for them to engage on our team. But here, the team fight actually broke out on the bottom side of the jungle here. So River, Winston coming in with ultimate. I focused on enemy Finnick to make sure I get him down before anyone else go down. And because with the help of Zeal, we're able to take down their entire damage line except for Jinnar. So it's a 3-2 trade, which is really good for us. At the same time though, our ADC did end up dying. And that is a miscommunication right there, because we did not have the voice communication on, and you want to make sure you have that on and encourage your teammate to have that on as well, because the in-game voice comm is actually really good. All you have to do is click on the button on the top left side and tell your teammate that turn their voice comm on as well. So it's actually really clear, and almost sounds like you're using a separate voice comm software. So here we're gonna quickly farm to make sure we have our rage again. So in the next team fight, we're gonna have our ultimate ready. As you can see, the dragon is available, and we see elephants coming top. So we give us information that they want to make a play on the top side or close to mid. So I'm gonna quickly walk down mid because the closer way towards our team, and you can see enemy Finnick throw ultimate on our Preta right here. I usually jumped on Preta to give him a shield so he doesn't take any more damage. And afterwards, I'm gonna go back to jungle, accumulate our rage, make sure we have that ready for the next team fight. And when we see the enemy team engaged onto the dragon, and that's information that we just received over here, because he's got a scouting right here, he has no idea. I instantly use my ultimate to make sure to separate their jungler and the dragon. We got an easy kill on the Scud, and I started chasing their Finnick. And once again, I forgot about our backline because I had enough faith that they were going to survive, because I was on probably 2 to 3 of them, and somehow our backline just all died, right? From a Tara and a Jinnar. They only had 2 there on our backline. So what's interesting, but it's all credit to the miscommunication, right? If your backline needs help and they can't take the damage from Tara and Jinnar, this is when you have to peel back and play the peel for your ADC kind of play style. And you can see right afterwards, I go back to farming again, make sure I have my passive ready. There's no way I can take the dragon because I do not have my ultimate. And I do have my punish though, but it's too risky for me to jump in and get steal the dragon. So I decided not to, and just quickly go back to farm because it's more important for you to survive at this point. And afterwards, I'm going to recall. But let's talk about when you play, how to play against the Cresht, right? When you have a Cresht on an enemy team, make sure you do not panic when Cresht ult, and you do not want to fight Cresht in the jungle. Alright, never fight Cresht in the jungle. Just try to push lane and force the Cresht to ult. After Cresht ult, just kite back. Every one of your teammates should kite back immediately. There probably should be one person that's on the enemy backline, but most of the time you preferably want to have your entire team kite back towards the Cresht, so enemy Cresht, because after he ults, most of the time the enemy Cresht will charge into your team like a moron, right? Like a fish, you know, with 0 IQ. So especially when you have a marksman like Slims, for example, that do percentage HP damage, you can kite back and just slow the freaking Cresht, make sure he didn't do anything because he can't have anywhere to run, and kill the Cresht immediately, and then slowly peel back and peel forward towards the enemy team. Here I have my ultimate once again. I see Jinnar try to charge toward the backline again, and this time it's never going to happen, right? You can see I instantly jump backward instead of jumping forward, and we were able to pick up 3 kills, and our backline was able to survive every one of them, right? So now we have 3 kills and 0 death, and that's exactly how you play this comp, right? We decided to go to Dark Slayer, but before that we see enemy blue come out, so we decided to come here first and then do Dark Slayer. We do have 5 survive here, and I decided to start tanking first. And you can see this game, I started with Madeline's Choice first, to make sure, because enemy team does have a lot of magic damage. So with Jinar and overall, it's a lot of damage, right? Afterwards, we're gonna come bottom, clean wave, make sure we organize all the wave. At the same time, I want to make sure I have my rage yet again, right? But go back to our topic. When enemy team has a Cresht, do not panic, and when he ults, just kite back, and never fight Cresht in the jungle. If you fight Cresht in lane, you have a lot of pace to run, there's a lot of space that he's actually have a lot of good opportunity missing, meaning like it's not gonna stun everybody into a wall, right? In the jungle, however, it's too narrow, and if he hits an ult, if you stun every one of your team onto a wall, it's gonna be extremely bad for your team. Mostly that directly resulting in a lose of a team fight. Here I see Jinar in the back, and I see our Zil already took down 2 people, instantly ulted Jinar, because this is the person that posed the most amount of threat to our backline, and then kill him immediately, and then come back to the mid lane and clean this wave here, because we do have Dark Slayer buff, and enemy team have 3 down, and all their damage sources are down, so we're gonna take the easy tower over here. Right, and then as you can see, that's the power of Cresht whenever you have ult. So that's why I like Punish so much, because it helped me farm in the jungle, helped me clear the lane a lot faster because I cleaned the jungle and came back. So I do a lot of damage in clean wave, so this way I can get a lot more rage a lot faster. But afterwards, after you win a fight, what do you do with Cresht? You go back to farm. Go back to farm. I don't like the sound of that, because you are a tank player. You want to give the farm to your AD. But Cresht is a little bit different. You're not really farming for the gold. You're really farming for your rage, right? You see me doing that in an entire game. After every single ult that I did, after every single team fight that we won, I came back to the farm. I came back to make sure I accumulate rage, right? I see 2 people on the top side. I see Scud, I see Elephant. On our blue side, I immediately dropped mid because I already have my ult, I have my everything ready. So over here I actually stole the dragon because I don't have 2 people on it. I have my punish, and that's another reason why I like it so much, right? At the same time, enemy entire team is just scattered. They don't know what they're doing, so we're able to pick up 2 easy kill yet again, and we still have 5 people alive, and we see enemy Terra pushing bottom, an okay tower pusher, but is he the best? That's doubtful, right? We do claim mid wave, but we realize there's no wave on our side. It's gonna take way too long, much more than 15 seconds for our wave to hit their tower, so we decided to back off and defend. At the same time, farm the way and accumulate my ultimate once again, right? Also here I call my team to back off, and thank God that they all came back. They're realizing there's no wave, okay? Because you want to fight when you have your tank as a Cresht. One thing what I do want to note is every single team, they have to play to the strength of their support. All right, support has to synergize with the team. With that being said, they have to synergize sync to my playstyle, in a sense where I'm really useless. And like I just said, if I don't have my ultimate, I have to make sure I have my ult so I can charge into the tower, I can charge into enemy team, charge an objective if they try to steal anything. And here again, enemy team is kind of scattered, but I do see an enemy cannon minion taking out our tower here, so we're going to come back, clean that up, and our tower will survive with 1 HP, right? And here we'll have our Frost Cape, we have Malin Choi, we're really tanky, and we're going to do a lot of damage. I have my ultimate ready. You see Finnick using ult, thinking I was going to go on there, but I didn't. I just want to clean top wave. I used Punish on the top wave. Sure enough, Finnick died from Zil, because we're able to provide Zil so much farm in this game. He's so farm at this point, he's so far ahead. And over here you can see a typical example of how to use Cresht properly. I have my ultimate ready, so I jumped in. When the first minion hit, right, I don't take tower damage, but I want to make sure enemy team does not take out our wave before we can do anything, right? And sure enough, we charge our ultimate onto them and then clean the entire enemy team before the minion even hit. So the minion is able to get to the tower unharmed, and our ADC and our mage is able to take that tower super fast. Right after that, we won the game, right? And that's the power of Cresht. It's one of the most fun heroes that I enjoy to play. So I recommend all of you guys purchase Cresht, learn how to play this hero, because it's definitely one of the strongest solo laner in the game right now. So with that, Assistant Dave signing off. Make sure to hit like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on, and see you guys next time. Bye now.